the optimism in me means that this is going to be really, really good news for Cursor. Because everybody, welcome back to the DevOps Roundup. Today we're going to be talking about the acquisition that SpaceX made of buying Cursor for $60 billion. More importantly, we're going to talk about why this is important and where we think SpaceX and the rest of the industry is going to go because of this. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, drop a like, and Sean, let's try not to cough to this whole thing.
Yeah. So heads up, I'm fighting a cold that I brought back from my vacation, and trying to get rid of it, but I am coughing an awful lot.
And this is why Elon Musk does not go on vacation, because the last time he went on vacation, he caught malaria, and he just doesn't go on vacation.
No. I had not heard that. I am hoping this is not malaria, and majority of the symptoms have already gone away. It's just this nasty cough that seems to be lingering. But anyway, everyone, welcome to the DevOps Roundup. And yeah, while I was on vacation, I saw that news article come across my feed about Cursor. And why does SpaceX feel the need to buy a AI coding infrastructure?
Well, let's talk about this for a second. One, some facts, right? SpaceX went public about 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as it went public, it had
stuff.
had a little extra cash in its coffers, so it went and bought Cursor. Now, what exactly is Cursor? Well, first of all, it bought it for $60 billion, so it wasn't cheap.
Yeah.
That's a very expensive acquisition. Microsoft acquired Activision for like $54 billion, and they are regretting it every single day.
How long ago did they buy Activision, though? That was a long time.
About 2 years ago, maybe 3 now. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
But it's a very, these $50+ billion acquisitions are not cheap, right? And that ROI has to be in there. So naturally, we got to think about what do you think SpaceX is going to plan to do with Cursor?
Yeah.
Now,
6 months ago, I thought Cursor was going to be the winner in the AI coding or the vibe coding wars, but then Claude completely eclipsed it, and I hardly see people talking about Cursor at the enterprise level. Everyone's talking about Claude, and now SpaceX owns Cursor. Are we going to see companies switching from Claude back to Cursor?
I don't know. Maybe enough people hate Elon Musk that Cursor's value goes down like it did with Twitter.
It could be.
It's possible. But let me tell you why the Cursor acquisition makes sense in the lineage that is SpaceX, right? Because why is a space company buying a software development coding platform, AI one, right? Okay. First of all, you got to know that Elon bought Twitter back in 22, something like that.
Sure, yeah, just to basically ruin it, yeah.
Pretty much. I'm hoping this is not that.
No, I hope. It didn't seem like this happened like overnight. Twitter was a long, drawn out, battle to acquire and then to ruin.
But he spent $45 billion, most of that in debt, and so when he buys Twitter, it loses half its value almost immediately. Mm-hmm. He then went and funded a new company called XAI.
Yeah.
Right.
And whatever happened to that? I remember that.
I'm gonna get to it. Yeah. So, this whole thing is very, very important and very intertwined in Silicon Valley, because I don't know if you know this, but Elon Musk is one of the founding fathers of OpenAI.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, and the reason that Elon Musk is a founding father of OpenAI is because he was at a party with Sergey and Larry from Google, and what's his name, Damus, the head of Google DeepMind. He's a British dude.
Sure.
Right? He's there, and they're having this closed-door discussion about Google buying DeepMind at the time.
Okay.
Which DeepMind was the leading researcher in artificial intelligence back then. We're talking like 10 years ago, 10, 12 years ago, right? So Elon catches a whiff of this conversation happening at a party, and he then figures out we got to do, because Google's no evil. It's a bunch of BS.
Yeah, it used to be. Yeah.
Right. So he's like, this is going to go wrong. We should open this up so that the world governs AI, not the private sector.
Sure.
Ironically enough, OpenAI is now one of the biggest commercial
Yeah.
businesses in the world.
Yeah.
right? So there's quarrel, there's fighting between then OpenAI gets created, Sam Altman, Elon gets they're in a public fight with OpenAI, and Elon basically goes and creates XAI to compete.
Yeah, because he loves the letter X. Yeah,
he does love the letter X. All right, and so OpenAI is competing now with XAI and with with Gemini and with Cursor and with Claude.
Yep.
Right? But SpaceX bought XAI, which in turn merged with Twitter.
Okay.
So like XAI bought or merged the X. So then SpaceX acquired XAI. And so then all those investors go public, and then they have an early cash out. This all goes back to Twitter.
Okay.
Right? But now SpaceX has XAI because it acquired it as part of all its stuff, right? So it's data center business, because if I'm not mistaken from what I read, SpaceX's mission is to send the data center to space, right? And beam down the bits through Starlink.
Okay.
Right? Because you don't need heating and cooling in space.
Well, yeah. I would say that you either need a lot more heating or a lot more cooling, depending on where your satellite is.
The same requirements that you have in space and Earth don't apply, though. Like the same.
It's more extreme. You either have very, very cold or very, very hot, depending if your satellite is.
Well, I think they're going to have very, very cold, and they're going to heat it up with all the processing power that's going to be running through it. Regardless, they have this vision to basically send the data center to space, and SpaceX's mission is to provide this internet and bridge our galaxies.
And so they needed Cursor to finish this vision.
Yeah. So now, where does Cursor come into all of this? Because the AI vision makes sense, but I would assume that XAI, like right now, everybody has their coding platform, right? ChatGPT has Codex.
Yep.
Gemini has anti-gravity, which we love. And then Claude has Code, which they didn't get very creative there.
Yeah.
And then Microsoft has Copilot. And so naturally, XAI, I don't think, had anything. And so...
Yeah, so was anyone using anything from XAI? Did they even have anything for people to use?
No, but Grok is powered by XAI.
Oh, okay, it's Grok, yeah.
Yeah, but I think Grok is more just like Gemini and GPT.
Yeah, it's not necessarily a coding agent. It's more of a a chat.
I think with the aspirations that SpaceX has, it makes sense. Well, we either build this thing natively, or you buy something that already works.
Yeah, at a very high price.
Yeah, very high price. So, what does this mean, and how does this shift things? Well, one, I think it positions Elon and SpaceX to not compete directly with the big three.
So do you think he's trying to take out Anthropic?
I don't think he's trying to take anybody out, but it positions him to compete. So at least he can now hang out in the room. Right? Because without it, the XAI and even Grok is like this distant fifth wheel that nobody even cares about.
Yeah, I've hardly touched Grok.
But I think by buying Cursor, it makes SpaceX relevant now, or their AI efforts are relevant. Right? So I think it just brings them up to par with the rest of the competition, and greatly accelerates, because they could have built something homegrown, but again, Grok.
Yeah, I would think for $60 billion, you could you can create something homegrown. Yeah,
I just think it gets them a seat at the table faster. Yeah. Right? It already.
You didn't already have one with XAI?
No, because XAI again powers Grok, and nobody's using Grok.
Yeah.
Unless you drive a Tesla. Right? So
I guess I have been using Grok more than I expect, because I do have a Tesla.
So I just think, again, I think it accelerates their ambitions and gets them up to the
what does it mean for Cursor customers, though? Like I said, I was seeing people shy away from Cursor over the last 6 to 8 months, and kind of solidify around Claude Code. But a year, 6 to 8 months ago, if you asked me who was, winning in the AI coding war or the vibe coding stuff, I would have put my money on Cursor, because no one was using Claude code back then, or very few people were using Claude, and that's completely flipped.
Yeah. So great question on what does this mean for Cursor. I think this is the optimism in me means that this is going to be really, really good news for Cursor, because Sam Altman's dealing with this whole like murder mystery thing and politics.
Yeah.
Google's too big. Google's way, way, way too big to like. They have all these rules and governance and
Sure.
all this extra stuff that hinders innovation. It's a huge company at this point, right? Google's
Anthropic is fighting with the Department of Defense.
Yeah, Anthropic is fighting with the Department of Defense, and now you gave the world's first trillionaire a cool toy.
Yeah.
And he became a trillionaire not because of his passiveness, but rather because of his aggressiveness. So I think you put a tool in front of the world's greatest entrepreneur, I expect great things to come out of it.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it just doesn't run the fate of Twitter, because he really did kill Twitter.
Yeah. Well, that was a political thing that he did on purpose. Yeah. But I don't think Cursor is the same light as a Twitter, but I'm wondering what benefits is this going to bring the current user base of Cursor. It definitely, I definitely think it doesn't paint like an end of life or anything on that, where, possibly before this acquisition, were Cursor users concerned about the future of Cursor, or were they just saying, oh, we're going to go to the next best thing as soon as it shows up? And that was Claude Code for a while. And, is Claude Code still on a trajectory, for more enhancements and improvements? And I think it is. But was Cursor, what was Cursor's roadmap prior to the acquisition? And do we expect that roadmap to be,
Different?
different after?
Yeah.
Better, more optimistic?
I'm not gonna lie. I've always put Cursor in the same camp as Replit, which is basically two tools that I haven't used.
I never had a problem with Cursor, but in the vibe coding stuff I've been doing that really started picking up in February of this year, Cursor did not make it into the list of tools that I used. And mainly is because I had a limit of how many did I want to pay for. And, anti-gravity was great because I was already paying for the Google workspace. So it was an easy upgrade and not that much more money for me. Claude Code, I bought it at the lower tier, but I ask it to do 2 things a day and it runs out of credits.
And I think that's really, I think from the user perspective, I don't know that they're going to see an immediate advantage, but what I can predict is, one, Elon's very ambitious on AI, right? Again, he's been on the AI front since day one with OpenAI. So you know that this is top of his mind. 2, infrastructure in space. Again, only 2 companies in the world can deliver this right now. Blue Origins, who just had their entire launch pad blown up, right? So they're behind at least a year.
That's a learning curve for them, though.
It is, but I'm just saying, Blue Origins is not getting to space anytime soon.
Sure, it's going to be a bit, yeah.
And so that's going to delay them a little bit. And Elon has very, very ambitious goals. I mean, he created XAI. My understanding is that XAI models, right, are supposed to be some of the best. They were not some of the most liked.
Oh, okay.
So from a technology perspective, at least the way Elon paints this on Twitter or on X is that, hey, our servers and what we're doing on the XAI platform is leaps and bounds above everybody else. And not to mention that this now piggybacks on the free speech part.
Okay, how so?
Well, look at the X is the whole open free speech, and then with Grok, if you go to Grok, you can cuss at it, it'll cuss right back at you. Have you tried it?
No, I have not tried that.
Yeah, Grok has less guardrails in place. I think it's a PC.
When I look at, I'm probably only using Grok when I'm driving my Tesla.
So
And
next time you're in your Tesla, be an
swear at it.
adult. Yeah, be an adult with Grok and watch what Grok does.
Okay.
Right. And so I think Elon doesn't put the same boundaries that the other tools have. And so I think this, from a benefits of the user, I think Cursor will eventually probably adapt a more liberal model, if you will.
Okay.
Where maybe what's possible is a lot more open. I also think Claude Code being the leader, right? But due to its limitations, I think if Elon's smart about it, he finally found a money model that works. Because the biggest problem we had with X was nobody was willing to pay for something that they previously had for free. But everybody's willing to pay for tokens.
Yeah.
So I think he should get his money back in due time. And then the other bigger problem that Anthropic has is they just don't have the same cash that Elon has.
Yeah. That's it's like when Microsoft comes into a fight with a software development program company. You're not going to win,
right? So I mean, I'm excited. I actually, as I mentioned a few moments ago, I haven't used Cursor, but definitely going to try it and see what it is.
I'll have to add it to the list of things that I use for vibe coding.
They're 200. They have a $200 a month plan. It seems like almost all the big players have a $200 a month plan now.
Yeah. And how many $200 a month plans do I really want to pay for?
Well, it's relative, right? Because I think we've had a conversation about this months ago, which was, okay, so even if you're paying $200 to Gemini or to Google, to OpenAI, to Anthropic, and not to Cursor, that's $800 a month.
Yeah, we're getting close to $1,000 a month just for AI tools, which if you're using them, you're probably getting the benefit from that. If you're just paying for them and randomly vibe coding stuff, you're probably not seeing the value.
I think I watched this one guy. His name's Dan Martel. I was meaning to send you a video that I watched last night on him. He spent 1,000 hours in Claude, and he's building multi-million-dollar businesses just with AI.
Yeah,
that's where he's at right now, right? But he's like, most people pay the $200 version, and it basically says like you have a NASA level computer. And you're asking it to do 2 + 2.
Yeah.
That's, I think, where the general population is at. And so if you're on the $200 model, you got to be thinking deeper than any surface level advancements that you think you're doing. But 200. I mean, but the point though, Sean, even at $1,000 a month spend, theoretically, based on these projections and what other people say, and maybe this becomes our $1,000 a month challenge, folks, subscribe to the channel so we can get some AdSense.
Subscribe, see if we can get one of these companies to sponsor us. Yes.
Yeah. Or Cursor, if you guys are interested. Right?
We would love to have closer relationship with any of these AI companies to further our investigation of AI.
Yeah, I think that maybe that's where we pivot into the channel, is like, what can we do with each of the big four? But anyways, even at $1,000 a month, it's still cheaper than an engineer's salary.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But you're getting 200x the productivity from the basic version, or 20x. So
that's what they say. Yeah, I think that's it differs depending on what you're using the AI for.
I'll send you that video. It's a little bit eye-opening, right? I think if
we'll put it in the comments or the description of the.
It's Dan Martel's latest video. Since he spent 1,000 hours with Claude Code and here with Claude, and he's like, here's how I'm building multi-million-dollar businesses.
I know when I'm vibe coding, sometimes I find I'm on the edge of my seat waiting for it to ask me something or to for me to approve the next thing. And it gets a little hair-raising at times.
At times.
Yeah.
You're funny.
Well, I ask it to add a feature, and then it's like, okay, well, this is the I have it create an implementation plan, and then I have to approve certain aspects of the plan, and then it goes, and I'm on the edge of my seat waiting. Okay, I want to see this feature. Did it, is it actually going to do the feature that I requested and what I was imagining? And sometimes it does better, sometimes it doesn't do anything. And it probably spent like 20,000 tokens.
I really think you should watch this Dan Martell thing, because Dan Martell's got this thing where, like, okay, so if you're starting off new with AI, and most people will do a 2+2 level of
Sure.
comparison, right? Where they're like, they're asking it, they're treating it almost like Google.
Yeah.
But what Dan Martell tells you, like one of his first tips that I really like that resonated with me is like, you should have Claude or Cursor or Gemini or whatever tool you're using, have it interview you.
Yeah. That's an interesting concept.
Right? And it'll ask you a bunch of interesting questions about your business, who you are, what your goals are, ambitions, and then it's learning. Right? Another mistake that he says that a lot of people do is like they start new chats every time. He's like, no, you got to take advantage of the memory and the context to get deeper in these, because we'll remember a conversation you had from 6 months ago. And
well, so that's the problem, is that memory gets corrupt over time. And a lot of the
I think he fixes that.
How does he fix that?
By having it like take snapshots of PDFs that are like standards. So whenever things go wrong, he's like, okay, so here's a re-baseline for us. So watch that video from Dan Martell.
I will. I'm probably doing some similar things already. So I have a special prompt that I give it every morning saying, hey, it's a new day. Assume other agents have touched our code base, which sometimes I vibe code from my home, not the home office, but the other, my laptop. And so then I come down here to my main machine here and like, yep, other agents may have been touching the code. Please catch up. And and I basically have like it's a 3 or 4 page prompt for it to wake up, understand the project, and then identify what we're going to work on today. And then I continue, I approve which ones I that I want to approve, and it continues on. And I usually get a full day of vibe coding out of that. But I only close the browser when I see that it's having problems. And it has problems often. So typically every other day I'll have to close anti-gravity, which is the main one I'm using. Cloud Code I typically only use for like 2 hours, and then I run out of credits. So that doesn't stay open. That gets closed and opened a lot. So, but yeah, I'll watch this. We'll also link it to the to this video here, so everybody else can watch it as well.
That's a good one, and I think we should watch it. And maybe the next episode we'll do a little retrospect on it, because it's a very different way of learning AI. I think we need to learn how to learn.
Yeah,
even a year.
Yeah. Well, I often bounce things off of ChatGPT while I'm vibe coding. So,
by the way,
go ahead.
No, you finish.
So yeah, I'll take my my prompt that I was going to give anti-gravity, and then I would give it to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to critique it. And sometimes it comes up with some neat stuff. It always comes up with something. So I think a lot of these tools, are programmed to never return 0 results. So I might give it a perfect prompt, and it's going to say, "Oh, you could change, this, and this," and
right.
And just because it has to answer something. So what were you going to say?
Oh, well, I was going to say my sister-in-law calls ChatGPT chatty.
Chatty.
I'm listening to all the millennials. I think they just call it chat, but I think chat is very confused with the chat on the live stream. So I like chatty and I like Jippity.
Yeah, I think I'm stuck on Jippity because of you doing that. Yeah.
You're welcome, folks. Let us know in the comment section, how are you using these AI tools, and what do you think of the Cursor acquisition? You think this is gonna blow up in our faces like Twitter did, or is it going to be successful and to the moon as Dogecoin once was?
Yeah. Or is it all just AI slop?
I don't know. I'm telling you, I am a firm believer in Musk. We trust. Musk is a little crazy, but there's a reason why he's the first trillionaire out there.
But you got rid of your Tesla.
I did.
So I'm not so much in must you trust at all. I'm definitely not in
Not
that
a
camp.
second Tesla.
But I got a new Tesla, and
The only reason I got rid of my Tesla is because y'all haven't subscribed to the channel, and I need money to afford it.
well, the reason why I got a new Tesla is I was concerned that so my Tesla was like 3 years old. I know, excuse me,
Battery degradation.
the battery condition. I don't have to worry about that, and there was a great deal on the new Tesla. So I got a brand new Tesla, cut my payments in half. I'm happy. And my Tesla gets me from here to the pharmacy to get cough medicine. That's basically all it does. And it's all I needed it for.
No, I got it because I got rid of it because I got a deal to basically cut my payment in half by not getting it.
You got a good deal as well, and a fun new car too. So
a big one too. All right.
Now, what channel did you put your car video on? As I briefly saw it, but I couldn't find it.
It's just on my TikTok. It's on my personal A-Tech TikTok.
Oh, okay.
I just posted one today because it takes 2 minutes to charge that freaking car to initiate the charge.
Oh, really?
I'm sitting there locking it, unlocking it. I can force it from the app, but it's freaking annoying when you got to go into the app. And I'm just like, this should not take 2 minutes. We'll see.
Anyway, yeah, I briefly saw the video, and I'm like, oh, I'll watch this later. And then I couldn't find it.
No, yeah, it's on my A-Tech. Just look up A-Tech on TikTok. I'm going to be making more. It's one of those things where I want to drop more. And then also, I'm trying to get into detailing, car detailing.
Car detailing, huh?
I love
a big viewership for that and on YouTube? Probably more than people talking about DevOps.
Big TikTok shop viewership on YouTube or on TikTok. Like I could be making money just selling soap to people and retire. But folks, subscribe to this channel so I don't have to resort to that.
All right, bye everyone. That's a wrap.
Everybody.
Yeah.